All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. Let's jump in here. Now, after the last stream, I came in here and I finished up this area. So I have all this deep, it's all texture, trees are in, parking lines are in, street lights are in, no parked cars in the map yet. And then I started working over here. So I have a apartment complex in with some decorations. So they have like a little sitting area, a little garden out back, and then I threw in the school and the baseball field, and then behind the school, bicycles and whatnot. And then we have a couple of apartment complexes facing the ball field. And then we have a road that's going to run from here behind all of this, and then it goes to the various parking lots, and then it comes back out on this side, so you can drive around. I'm not sure if we're going to do any, probably no sell points, but so the only thing that is missing now are parked cars. Before I put the trees in here and we finish landscaping this, I want to mess around with a pedestrian spline. So I brought the AI splines are in the map, and we have to take all the old AI splines out of the map. So that we still have to we have to deal with pedestrian splines. Now the pedestrian splines in 19 had no user attributes. The pedestrians, the main transform group does. It tells it that it's pedestrian spline on create, and it tells it to reference the pedestrian XML. So I'm going to leave that for now if it works. We're not going to customize the pedestrians. So, but the spline itself has a new user attribute that we have to replicate. So I'm going to create a new spline, and I'm going to go edit, cut. I'm going to throw it in here. And before we put it into place, I am going to, I can't minimize this like I did last year. That's going to suck. Let's minimize this one. I'm going to bring in the user attributes. So the first one is a float. The second one is a group name, and it's a string. So we'll throw that one in. And then the last one is another float. So we have density, group name, and width. Our density, I'm going to leave it, it's going to be 0. Let's go 0. Let's make it a little, let's put a little bit more people on. Let's go 0.1 just to see what it does, and then we can change that up. Group name, just standard. So let's pull that over to here. And then the width, I think it's 1 or 2. So it's 1 person wide or 2 people wide. We're going to go with width 2. So there's 2 people wide. Now I'm going to delete that spline. Let's take this spline. Which way is it facing? This starting to width. I just want to see which way it's. Let's throw it over here. We're going to do 1 loop around the sidewalk, and then we're going to go in game to see if I got it right. So let's throw it here. Nope, it's going to have to go down this way. So let's start it over here. Yeah, the start and end is running that way. So let's get it centered. We'll pull the end around to the start. It's going to be just a simple loop. And then once we get these in, we're going to probably pull the traffic system in so we can start getting some parked cars in. So I'm going to mess around with that a little bit today as well. So let's get around the curve. And now we're just going to go straight back down. This, putting a spline in is exactly the same as 19, but the user attribute's a little bit different. But I do want to get people just walking around the block. Fairly simple. Make sure we stay in the center of the sidewalk before I drag it down. Yeah, alright. Bring that one down. I'll go around this corner. So I still have to do a little bit of research and see if the AI works off of the traffic spline primarily, and then the AI spline secondary, or if the AI works off of the AI spline primary and the traffic spline secondary. So I still have to, I need to find that out before I can start putting traffic loops in. I think I can put the traffic loops in and then supplement it with AI splines, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's get this one pulled down. But we've got a few days before we have to really get all the traffic splines in. And now let's just get this pulled up to the start. Where's my start? Over this way. Throw. Let's get it fairly lined up. And now we'll close the... Oh, come on. That's not... How do we close the loop in 22? It should have been Control O. Control O does not close the loop in 22. Crap. how the hell do I close the loop in 22? Control C. No, Control C does not close the loop. How the hell do we close the loop in 22? I'm going to do a quick save. I want to see if there's a cheat sheet for key bindings for 22 out yet, so bear with me a second. As soon as it saves, I'm going to jump onto Google real quick. FS22 Giants editor key bindings. Going to tell me what I want. Keyboard shortcuts. I'm really hoping this is for 22 and not 19. How do I close a loop in 22? Delete, hide object, show object, decrease bushes. Insert a new spline. I know how to do that. Left up, finish the spline, stitch the spline, endpoint. So it's just straight up S. So if I hit S, okay, perfect. That closed the loop. All right. So it used to be Control S in 19. Now it's just S in 22. Let's make that invisible. Let's do another save. I'm going to jump in game just to see if the pedestrian spline is going to work. And then we're going to finish this. I want to get this whole square finished today. But let's jump in here real quick. And then we may mess around with some parked cars today as well once we get this loop finished. I'll bring the traffic system in. I'll delete all of the splines. I'll have to delete all the splines. I have to delete all the parked cars, and we have to start our own. But let's jump into here and see if at least if we have the one pedestrian loop working. And see if we need to add more people to it or not. We'll see if we need to densen it up a little bit. I'm going to make a screenshot of that key binding just so I can reference it. Okay, we have people. That's a good sign. It's probably going to be too dense. We may have to make them a little bit thinner. Let's lease ourselves a truck and walk around. Or drive around. Probably made that a little bit too thick. And let me turn my sound and my earphones down a hair. And, okay, so it is a two-way spline. Yeah, there's way too many people, so we're going to cut that in half on the density. Not a fan of how they spawn into the game for 22. So it looks like they're dropping out of the sky. But the spline is on the ground, so there's nothing I can do about that. Yeah, we're going to definitely cut these people in half. Not, not literally. Yeah, I want to finish this square today that we're driving around. But yeah, definitely not a fan of how they spawn in. And I'll just make sure there's no errors in the log. Alright, let's get out of here. And then I'm going to take a, hang, just bear with me a second. Oh man, I can't. Can I? Let me just bookmark this so I know I can reference it. Key bindings. Alright, close. I don't need this open. Alright. So let's take our pedestrian spline and let's go density. Let's look at the densities. Where's my pedestrian spline? What are some of the other densities? Oh, that's why I missed the 0. It should have been 0.01. We'll go back in and take a look at that next time and see if it thinned the people out. So what were some of the other ones? Let's go 0.02. That's what I really meant to do, I think. Let's just take a look at that next time we go in game. Alright, let's get this area here landscaped. So let's grab our willow tree and continue it around the block, or at least to where we're at so far. So let's get these a little bit closer to the road, but not quite on the sidewalk. Push it back a little bit further. Throw one about there. Bring another one out this way. Throw it about there. And then let's get it pulled back a little bit. Get one more. And I'm not worried about that side of the driveway. Let's grab some of our large tree. We'll get some of those in. Let's grab this one. Come on, give me the tree. We may make that a little bit smaller. But let's move transform groups. Oh, here. Alright, let's get a few of them in between the buildings. Unless it's too big and it blocks a lot of the view. Yeah, I don't like that. Alright, let's go like 0.7. 0.7, 0.7. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit better. Still a little bit big, but a little bit better. one about there. Let's pull one over this way. Spin this. Throw one in here. And then we'll grab this tree. And then we can get... I want to throw one, yeah, let's throw one in the courtyard. Let's get it free flowing. Let's throw one in the courtyard, and I want to line, sort of line this property to divide whatever we're going to throw in here. Get that one put back. Let's throw one in there. We'll throw like one here. And work our way back out to the road. And we're not going to put that one in because I want to put some, I want to line that. I want to leave room for willow trees. So this area, except for parked cars, should now be finished. Now to continue with this city block, I'm going to grab one of these large grain mills and I'm going to put it over here next to the, sort of on this corner, because I want to make it like a grain sell point. So let me scroll up to the top. Let me close trees. Let me close the trees here. And I think they were part of the buy and sell. Let me do a quick save first. I'm going to save often because I've still had quite a bit of crashes. Let's see what this one looks like, and let's see what the grain silo looks like. So this one's right here. Again, it's going to be a static sell point. Let's look at, so I'm either going to use the flour mill. This one may be a little bit too big for what I want to do. Yeah, that's going to be way too big for a sell point. Let's go back and use the flour grain mill. And we'll make that a sell point. So I am going to, if it doesn't crash like it did yesterday, let's go edit, cut, places, paste, no crash, and let's throw it here, and we'll see what we need to do to it. So right about there on the height is good. Which way do I want to turn it? I do want it on the corner. Which way do I want it? I think this way. And then I'm going to leave the rest of this open for a grass meadow. So if you want to cut this grass meadow and take it to the BGA, you'll have a grass meadow here to work with. And that should finish this square. Now, do we have a place to drive in? Yeah, I can. I can put a sell point like right back here, I think. So I think I can put a sell point here or here. And then we should be able to drive in on this side and drive out on this side. So how close to the road? Actually, Actually, that should be fine. And then let's move this guy out here. Are you floating? You are floating. So what else is floating? Besides my entire city. No, I think that was the only thing that was floating. Alright, now let's get, how do we want to do this? I want to leave some grass. Let's go to square concrete. I do want to leave some, I don't want the grass like going under the building, so we're going to concrete. We're going to underpaint the most of the factory. Or not factory, but cell point. It'll be much easier to paint the grass in with later. So I'll have to underpaint all the buildings. That's why I spent a lot of time underpainting the buildings down there, and it works out really well. And then we'll figure out where our driveway is going to go. Probably fill the whole backside in. Yeah, I'll probably fill this in right to the silos. And then let me go to round for a minute. Let's get these guys underpainted. And I want to mess around with some farmlands today as well. I want to see if we can get, I think I figured out how to get the city, where I could paint the city where it's not buyable, where you can't purchase it. And then I want to paint the BGA in, and I want to get this meadow painted in and see if it works in game. It should. I think I found the non-buyable number. Just get this. If I can use the non-buyable, that'll free up some. I'm not going to increase the channel, so we only have 60 farmlands to work with. We shouldn't need any more than that. Now let's just go a little bit wider along there. Alright, that should work. And then over here, let's go back to square. I don't mind it being a little wide. Looks like the house has a building has a sitting on a foundation. Alright, now we're gonna have, let's get the driveway on this side in, and then figure out what else I'm gonna concrete. I may pull this out like this way, sort of. So that's going back, and let's get a driveway coming in just right along here. Yeah, that'll work. Not necessarily that wide. Oh, too much. Yeah, so that should be good on this side. Let's get a, how do we want to cut a road in on this side? Depends on where I'm going to put the cell point. I think we're going to Let me just square this up. So I'm not sure where the cell point's going to go yet. Or the cell trigger, I should say. Now let's just put a road. We have a doors over here. Let me widen this up a little bit. Coming over to there. And I'll just pull the road in. Let's just come straight out with it. And then I'll widen that up like so. And we'll have our driveway coming in. Alright, so that's pretty straightforward. Now let's go back to meadow, harvest ready, limit it to grass. And now we don't have to be really neat because the roads are underpainted and our buildings are underpainted. So now I could just quickly throw in our grass. And I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about being neat with it anymore. Now this group of trees, this is eventually going to get, this whole group of trees will eventually get deleted out of the map. I'm just using them to pick parts and pieces out of. Since the rest of this is going to be meadow, I'm going to, just for now, I'm going to throw some grass along here so we can pull our willow trees up and around. Man, that would have taken me like an hour before the new feature in the editor. It's so cool. Alright, let's align this street with our willow trees. How far back do I want to go? That's about right. So let's bring them up and around. Up on my speed a little. Up on my speed a little bit. And is that one touching the? Nope, that one's fine. Get one about there. Pull this up. Turn it this way to 0. We'll work our way down this side. And since we're going to finish this area up, and I believe I'm just going to leave that a grass meadow. So let's go back to, let's just throw some grass along here so I can put my trees in. Alright, so that's going to almost complete this city block. Okay, since I'm going to leave this a meadow, let's just finish it. Just get it all painted in. And then we'll see about, I'm going to mess around with some farmlands here in a minute. So right now the entire map is just one farmland. And then we'll come over this way. Get that filled in. Get this filled in. Through here, and then we'll, oh crap, let me back that out. Okay. That should just this little section here. So if you want to cut the grass or turn it into a field, you can grab your own plow and turn this into a field. Alright, so this is going to be one big meadow. You'll have grass for silage. I want to grab my deco tree. And let's just get some more trees over here around this guy. Just to separate it out a little bit from the meadow. Something like that. And then we'll call. Won't need parking, I won't need lighting. Well, I'll probably throw 1 or 2 lights in just so we have lighting for the cell point. I don't know where the cell point's going to go yet. I'll wait on the lighting. Alright, let me do a quick save. Now, I want to do just a quick test. And then we're going to jump in game and we'll come back in and paint the rest of it in. I think if I go down to farmlands and don't put a number here, it makes it non-buyable. No, that can't be true because then that's not going to work. I thought that worked in the other map. I thought it made it where it was not buyable. So I put number 1 in, it defines farmland number 1. If I don't put any numbers in, it should have made it where it's not buyable. Let's just do a quick test up here then. Let me paint in, just really quick, farm ID 1, just as a quick test right here. It's still white, it should be changing color. Is it this one? No. It should be this one. I'm not getting a different color. Why am I not getting a different color? Well, I was messing around with the test map this morning, and it was working. So we have, let me do a quick save. We have the farmlands defined in the map i3D. Let this save real quick. So we have, if we go to our map and open it up, unless they were taken out, we should have the farmland IDs in the map. Control, find, farmland. See, I was messing around with this morning. So we have all of our farmlands defined in here, unless the channel has to get changed. So we have 63 farmlands to play with. Let's do something else now really quick. Let's open up, I'm going to open up the base map. Where do I have it? Not there. Let's go to my external hard drive. FS22 USA map. Alright, let's look at the farmlands here. I was painting around on this test map this morning and it was working fine. Control find farmland. Alright, so it has number of channels 8 true. Ours is number of channels 8 true. And then we have lands 0 and 8. Lands 0 and 8. So our map matches the base map in the map i3D itself. Let me close the pedestrian system. Let me close that. Now the other thing I want to look at is where's our mod description, not the mod description, the map. Where are our farmlands pointed? Should be the one in the map. Yeah, so it's pointing to our farmlands XML on the map. Our farmlands XML on the map I have number 1 turned on, and that's what the entire map should be painted. It should be painted number 1. Now if I go into, let's open this base game map up a minute. I'm going to look at that one more time. I thought I was able to paint I could be wrong, but I swear I was able to paint a non-viable section in this test map. So let me go up, because the town and the BGA in this map are not viable. And I was over here messing around with this. Where's the BGA? Over this way. So if I turn farmlands on, so if I go to farmlands and leave it none of them selected. Okay, now I'm not getting this. So, okay, so the BGA is painted. What color is that? If I go Control R, that's farmland 11. Let's look at the farmlands in here. Oh, it's not going to be in here because it's pointing to dollar data. I swear there was a non-viable area. What's the town painted? Town is painted purple. What number is that? Control R. Yes, he's none. So none should be, I should be able to paint white, and it should be all non-viable areas. Let's close the test map. So I should be able to paint this in as farmland none selected. Oh, there you go. Now it's turning colors. It wasn't turning colors before. I have no idea why. Maybe I needed to save it first. So if I have farmland none selected, wait for this to come back. See, now it's not going to come back. There we go. So it's not giving me any farmland. It's not painting it white. Why is it not painting it white? What is the difference between the test map and this map? This should all be farmland 1. See, the entire map is white, so that should be farmland 1. If I take this off, I should be able to paint this white, and it should be non-viable, but I don't know why it's not working on this map. Let's do another save. Let's open up, actually I'm going to go right to, let's just save first. I'm going to open up I'm going to go straight into the map file. I'm going to look at something. Let's go to my PC, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, FarmSim22 Data, Maps, Map USA. Let's look at this Farmland XML compared to ours. And see if anything is different there. So number of channel 6. Number of channel 6, we have to adjust the price per hectare. And then ours has Farmland 1, which the entire map is painted Farmland 1. So I don't see any difference between the game Farmland XML and my Farmland XML, except for mine is pointed to the map files. Theirs is pointed to dollar data. So I'm guessing I'm not going to be able to paint the town non-viable since it's not working in my map. Let's do one other thing first before I call this. Let's go to FarmSim22, the main file. I'm going to just query Farmland to make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's just do a search for Farmland and see what pops up. Farmland XML, GRLE I shouldn't have to touch. And then the info layer, GRLE I should not have to touch. So there's nothing, I'm not sure why it's not working in my map. Let's just paint BGA a different color and see if that works. So let's go to, we'll call it, let me just move this real quick. And then we'll turn this one on. And we'll call this one, I'm going to call this one the BGA. So I'm going to go here, here. I'm going to go BGA, just so I know I have a reference. So this one should be the BGA. It's going to be Farm ID 2. And we'll do a quick test. We'll go in game. So let's change this to Farm ID 2. And now it's let me paint this white. It won't let me paint the non-viable land white. I'm going to have to figure out what I'm doing wrong. I'll jump in the forums. And let's just get the BGA painted in. And we'll see what the difference is. Can I back this up? I can. No, I can't. So no backspace on the when you're painting farmlands, and that still doesn't work. I'm going to paint the BGA, and we'll paint this meadow, and we'll do a quick test in game. It should work, but it's 22, and 22 is still buggy. The editor is still unstable. So we'll make that the BGA. And then let's paint in another farmland for the meadow. And I'll just use Farm ID 1, which the entire map is painted for the city. So let's turn this one on. And we're going to go, I'm going to call it BGA Meadow. So we'll call it BGA Meadow. It should be Farm ID number 3. change it to number 3, and it should be a different color. So we're going to paint white in. Let me just take this straight back along there. And we should be able to take this meadow to about here. So if you want to cut this grass and then and then silage it up, you can. Let's pull this down this way. And then let's just bring it straight across to the water. And then the rest of that will be part of the I want to make that part of the non-viable city. I'll figure it out eventually. So let's bring this meadow along these trees. Now we'll have to start adjusting. After we get a couple farmlands painted in, we'll have to start adjusting the prices and figure out what we're going to do with farmlands. Let's give this a quick save. And we'll jump in game and see if I can buy these 2 pieces of property. I'm not sure how long I'm going to stream. The family had left for a few hours, so I'll have a few hours of stream time in. I'm having a hard time with my phone staying connected to the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi in the house has been messed up for a while. Let me just check something really quick. Just make sure I have no messages from my daughter or my son. Alright, no, nothing pressing. Alright, let's jump in here. And let's pull up, well, part of the map. And let's go to farmland. So right now the entire map is 1 farmland. And I'm going to have to mess with the prices because the entire map is only $165 million. Alright, so the BGA is $399. We're going to have to play with the prices. And that's only $1,600. Alright, so let's, and then I'll use Farm ID 1 as my city if it lets me. So let's jump back out of here real quick. That pricing's not going to work. Arlon, hello. Thanks for stopping in. Much appreciated. Hope everyone had a great holiday. Let's go to our farmland and let's change this to, let's just add another 0 on and see what it does. Let me check the log, make sure it's not throwing any errors. So we are still 100% error-free. Let's see what that does on the pricing now. Let's grab another save. I'll figure out the non-viable areas. That's going to drive me nuts until I figure out what the difference is between my map and the base game map. But I should be able to paint non-viable areas in. I just can't get it to work on my map for some reason. Alright, so let's look at our farmlands again. So the entire map, so the BJ, yeah, so let's throw another 0 on there. Farmlands, let's throw another 0 on there. And then where does that put us now? Alright, so if we go to farmland, so the BGA still a little bit low, 39,000 and 162, so 162,000 for that meadow, which is almost the full square, is still going to be too low. But now I can adjust. Let me try one other quick test real quick. Let's get out of here a second, because that's going to help me determine pricing. I'm going to paint in what would be like a big field, and then I can get an idea on pricing by what a big field would cost us. So if we were to take, give me a square. Let's go over this way. So if I was to come over here and make half of this square a field, and then I can undo this real quick. So let's turn one more farmland on. So let's take this one, and I'm just going to go test. Let's turn that farmland on. So that's going to be farmland number 4. So if we come down to number 4, and let's say this was, half of the square was a field. What would it cost us at my current pricing? In Ritchieville, it should be about half a square like this. I'm thinking about $500,000. Or so, maybe somewhere between 300,000 and $500,000. So let's see what that's going to do to us. Oh, and then we're going to check our pedestrian spline also to see, and we see if we need to adjust that number as well. So if we can pull farmlands up now, what is that going to cost us? $236,000 for half of a city block. You know what? I can live with that because we don't have any mining materials to make extra money with, because mining materials haven't been created yet for 22. So I think I'm going to live with the current pricing. So the grass meadow will cost you $162,000. BJ is going to cost the land at the BJ $39,000, and then about a half a square would be about 236,000. Okay, I think I can live with that. Let's grab another truck and see what our pedestrian density looks like, and see if we need to adjust that. Because there was way too many people walking around earlier. Now we have too few, I think. No, that's about right. Now we have, do we have too few? Let me live with this for a day or two and see if I want to put more pedestrians on that spline. I don't like how they spawn into the game, but that's just me personally. Now, you're going to see a whole bunch of shit just in the maps. All this will go away once I delete everything in the sky. All this extra crap on the ground is going to go away. Now, I want to make sure that we can actually. I haven't really played 22. Let me throw some. Oh, wrong one. Let me throw some cash in here. Let's buy. I just want to try something really quick. Let's buy. Oh, wrong one. Let's farmland. Where was I? Back on the map. Farmlands. I want to buy this meadow. So we should now own. Why did that not come up green? Oh, because we own the whole map. It's blue in 22. Do I have my... Still don't have the store delivery mod in here. That's all right. I'm almost positive you can cut the meadow grass. I just want to be sure. Yeah, I have no desire to play 22. I don't like the UI. I don't like the fact that Seasons is built into the map, even though you can turn it off. The growth rates are way too slow, which we're going to mess with. Ilana K66, if I mispronounced that, I do apologize. Hello, thanks for stopping in, much appreciated. Just want to make sure I can cut the meadow grass. And then you could take a plow in here and make your own field. Let me turn my F1 back on. Just a quick test. Oh, come on. There you go. Alright, perfect. Yep, we can cut the meadow grass. Alright, let's get out of here. And so this city block should now, very pure job Giants did with 22. That's just me personally. Alright, so this city block is now complete except for parked cars, which I'm not going to get into today. So that city block is done. What I want to do over here is when we come out of town, so we have our main city coming up this way, go around our circle, and then we have bowling alley will be a sell point, supermarket will be a sell point. From here to that intersection, I want to line both of these sides with houses. So I got to figure out where this creek is going to go first. Because once we line this with houses, then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to make over here. I'm going to change this up a little bit. We're going to make a pond here in the middle, and then I'm going to take this creek and I'm going to run it off the edge of the map. And then starting on this side, I'm going to put the farmhouse, a silo, workshop, and some open sheds. And I'm going to leave a big square for you to build your own farmyard. And then around the lake, I'm going to put all of the animal pens around the lake, and then there should be enough room to put in a small starter field. Been wanting to play the new map in FS19. Been down with headaches every day. Happy holidays. 1018. Thank you. The new map is awesome. In 19, that is definitely my favorite map. So I don't know if we'll get to the farm yard and the farmhouse and all the animal pens today, because I do want to get the rest of the city in, or the rest of the housing, and then the city will be completely done, and then I can delete all that crap that's up in the sky. So let's turn farmlands off. Let's go to replace 20. My strength is all the way up, and let's go to round. So let's sort of pull, not that big. Let's start to pull this creek back and see where it's going to go. Probably bring it back. I just want to have enough room to get the housing in, and then we'll figure. Once we get to this square, we'll figure out where it's going to go. But I just wanted to get it out of my way a little bit, and we'll snake it around and we'll take it somewhere. We'll probably have it. Once I put the big lake in over here and take it across the street and run it off the map, I may bring this one over and then match it like across the street here, and then match it up with that creek and then off the map. Just something simple. Let's widen this out a little bit. All right, smooth the edges down. This gives me enough room to get the rest of the city done. And we'll figure out where that's going to go later. So let's just let's just underpaint it real quick. Riverbed. At least back to there. That's enough to get me started. And then I could probably put in a little bit of missing grass right here. I can. On this side of the river where we have it finished. Alright, now housing. So let me come up here. Let's close. New places open. I can close the grain mill. We can close trees. We can close that for now. I'm going to create. Do I have an extra transform group? I do. Let me duplicate that. We'll call this one housing. And I'm going to throw it here to start with. Alright, let's find, let's turn on, I think it's under decoration. Let me do another quick save first. Alright, let's find, so we're going to start with some of our housing. And I'm probably going to eliminate a lot of the fences, but I want to start with some housing. And we'll get some houses along there. So this one is as good as any. So residential home 1. Nothing else is highlighted in green. Alright, let's go back up to places, back up to housing. So edit, cut, and paste. Alright, residential house 1. You're going to come over here. Which is your front and which is your back? This looks like the front. And I'm probably going to get rid of a lot of this crap that Giants is using. I don't want as much shit coming in. Walkway, I am going to get rid of. These curbs, I'm going to get rid of. We're going to paint our own in. And then this fence is going to go. I'm going to delete that. We have another one. Is it buried? It is. I'm going to delete that. So we should have our house. We should have our garage. We should have our attachments. And then the mailbox. We'll get the mailbox out of the ground and we'll get it moved somewhere. All right, now we can get this whole house centered the way we want. So residential house 1. I want them off the road a little bit further. So about here will be residential house 1. And then we may put some fences back. I just want to get a line of houses out to that corner first. And then we'll move the mailboxes and stuff later. All right, back to, let's grab residential house 2. Let's go edit, cut, housing, paste, and then residential house number 2. Doesn't look like it has a lot of shit with it. So which way is your front? That looks like it's its front. So let's go to 90. We'll sort of line it up with this house. And we'll bring it down. We'll probably end up putting fences around these houses. So let's get this guy about there. Now does it have, so what does it have? It has its house, it has its doors and windows. Side building. Okay, back and then attachment. So everything is, so there's no extra parts and pieces in that transform group. Let's come down here. Let's steal residential house number 3. And then get it lined up with this one. I think they're identical. And we'll put it, they are. That's all right. Put one about here. We'll get it pulled down. They're twins. And make sure it has no extra. Okay, so it has that, attachments, mailbox. Let's just throw it there for now. Now, once we get its driveway in, I can fix the mailbox. Let's come down here. We'll grab residential house number 4. Let's move it up to here. And if it's the same, we'll find a different one. Oh, this one is definitely different. All right, perfect. So let's spin you this way to 0. I'm not worried about the fencing. We're going to mess with the fencing later. Let's get you lined up. We'll put you about here. I'm going to actually leave this fence here because I may use the same fence for all the houses. So we'll come back and mess with the fencing later. Let's put you right about there. Is that floating? Right about there. And then what do you have? Make sure there's no extra parts and pieces. We have the house, doors, windows, side, attachments, props, and then the fence I'm going to leave for now because we'll mess around with that. All right. So we're about halfway up the block. So house number 5. Oh, is it still highlighted? It is not, because I clicked off of it. So edit, cut, and paste. What do you look like? And which is your front? So this is your front. Is that identical to these other 2? Kind of, sort of. A little bit, but not really. So let's get you lined up. Right about here. Actually, right up, that was about right. Do I want to give it a little bit of a, yeah, let's go right about there, and then it has its mailbox. Yep, so that one should be good. Alright, let's go down and grab number 6. Let's go edit, cut, and paste. See what this one looks like. It's got the garage on the side. I can live with that. Let's go to 90. Is that the front or is the other side the front? Which one do we want to face the front? That one, I think I'm going to turn it this way. Let's go there. We'll have a driveway coming in on the side. We can go right about there. We've got to come back a little bit further though. So we'll have a driveway coming in on the side. Mailbox. Let's just throw it here for now. And then we'll move it once we get its driveway in. Alright, that should be number 6. Let's grab number 7. And what do you look like? Can live with that. Get it turned, and about how far off the road? About this far off the road, so they're about even. And about there, and then I'll leave its mailbox there for now. How many more do we have? So I should probably put just one more on this side, and we'll line the rest of them up on that side. So let's grab number 8. Let's go edit, cut, and paste. And you are, actually let's throw you on the corner. And then how far back? Let's get you a little bit closer. About, yeah. Let's go minus 45. And then we'll get it facing the corner. And we'll give him like a, we'll bring his driveway out and then just sort of bring him out to the side street. And I'll leave his mailbox there for now. And we'll move it once we get to driveways. Now he has 2 mailboxes, so we can actually do a circular driveway. He doesn't need 2 mailboxes though. Where's the second mailbox? I just want to make sure I can delete it out. Okay, so he only has 1 mailbox. He only needs 1 mailbox. All right, let's get the houses lined up on this side of the street. So let's grab number 9. Let's go edit, cut, and paste. And let's get you facing this way. And let's get your height figured out. It's right about like that. And then let's get you sort of lined up with this guy. We'll bring him back about how far off the road. About that far off the road should work. And we'll mess with his mailbox once we get the driveway in. Alright, number 9, or number 11, or 10? I guess we'll go with 10. We'll go with 10. Alright, so edit, cut, and paste. What do you look like? Where's your front? Okay, you have a carport. Okay, that I like. Let's go to 90. Let's get you pulled down. Let's get you down to earth. So the carport's just touching. So right about there. I need you lined up with this guy. So you're going to go about there. Alright. Let's grab number 11. Let's go edit, cut, and paste. And we'll leave its fence on for now until we figure out what I'm going to do with fencing. So you're going to have to go like minus 45, I think, to face the road. Yeah. So you're going to go... Are you sort of lined up? You're sort of lined up. This one has to come up a little bit further. Right about there. Alright. So this one, you only have the one mailbox. I'm going to leave the fence on it for now until I figure out what I'm doing with fencing. Let's grab number 12. So we have 12, 13, 14. How many do we have? Do we have 1, 2, 3 more? I have 3 more. Perfect. So let's turn you this way. Should be to 90. You are facing the road. Your height. Let's look at the garbage can. So your height should go about there. You need to be lined up with this house. So you're going to go about there. All right. So that was 15. Oh, no, that was, let's grab 13. Edit, cut, housing. I gotta go see what he's all upset about. Edit, interactive plate. Let me just make sure no one's at the door. I'll be right back. He is barking at absolutely nothing. There is a 16x map already in 22. This one's a 4x. My next one will be a 16x. I'm only making 2 maps for 22. So I have no plans on playing 22. Alright, so he's got some extra parts and pieces we have to look at. Let's get him facing forward. He gets lined up with this house, kind of, sort of. Something like that. Where's this one? Let's pull this one forward a little bit. Alright, something like that. And then he had some extra parts and pieces I need to look at. Mailbox. What the heck is that thing? Oh, second. What does that say? Rural address. Okay, I don't want that. The less crap I have on the map, the better we're going to be. Alright, so that was number 13. Let's grab number 14. And we'll go edit, cut, and paste. So you go You have no driveway. You can go... Actually, I like you this way. Or Alfred Prom, thanks for stopping in. Merry Christmas. Hope you had a nice holiday. I'm going to actually leave him back a little bit further. She's not going to be quite lined up with the one across the street. But I want to put this next house on sort of on the corner. And then he's kind of lined up with those going down the road. And we'll mess with his mailbox later. He only has the one mailbox, right? We have the house, the detached part on the back, the attachments, dormers, chimney, mailbox, which I'm just going to pull over here a little bit. And then he has a couple garbage cans out back. Okay, so there's no extra parts to that one. Let's grab number 15. Last house. Let's grab number 15. Let's go edit, cut, and paste. And we'll caddy corner you. So let's go minus 45. And we'll pull him back. And he's got to come up a little bit. So he'll go, and we'll bring his driveway up in this sort of angle to back out towards the corner. Alright, so that's going to be our houses in place. And I think I'm going to keep this uncluttered. I think I'm not going to put any of the fencing in. So we are going to get rid of the fencing completely. So that can go. And what are you? You can go. So I'm going to leave these. I want this to be pretty much just wide open. I don't want to clutter up the map with a bunch of crap. So you can stay open. So the less shit that spawns in, the better FPS we're going to get. Alright, let's work on driveways. And then we'll work on driveways and mailboxes. So let's go to square and just continue using the concrete. So you will have driveway coming out. Nice long driveway. And then to make it easier putting the grass and stuff in, I am going to underpaint these houses. It's like they're sitting on a foundation. And then this guy's going to need a little bit too much. This guy's going to need a sidewalk coming over. Something like that. Go down on my speed. So if we take the time to underpaint this now, it's going to be much easier putting the grass in. I'm not going to worry about a lot of props in this map. It's going to be just fairly simple. Alright, now where's your mailbox? You were number 1, correct? Nope, you're up here. You're number 1, correct? Yeah. So let's get the mailbox over here. To 90. Something like that. Alright, now driveway over here. You're a double. So we'll bring you out as a double. Yeah, I'm not playing 22, so I've not spent a lot of time on any of the modding sites looking for mods and maps. I have a few of Stevie's vehicles in the map just so we can test with. But yeah, I'm not a personal fan of 22. I have no plans on playing 22. I'll build one 4x map, which will be this one. I'm going to build one 16x map, and then some factories, and that's all I'm going to do for 22. Alright, and then, does it have a mailbox somewhere? Let's find out. This should be number 2. So it had no mailbox, but we can grab one from another house. Let's grab this one. And then, let's duplicate it, and I'll just move it up here to number 2. And then we'll throw this guy over here. Something like that. Alright. Next victim. Another double driveway. Did I miss? Yeah, let's give this guy a little bit of a walkway over to his front door. Something like that. Alright. And we'll do the same thing over here. Let's get this guy underpainted. And then we'll get him a little bit of a sidewalk coming over to his porch. Make it look like the house is sitting on a foundation. Alright, and then where's your mailbox? Should be sitting up here somewhere. Where are you on height? You're about right. Alright, next house we have driveway. After 3-year, even basic stuff, Giants messed up. Yeah, I'm just personally not a fan. I wish they would have left seasons a mod, even though you can turn it off. They took away my growth rate fast, which we're going to mess with. We're going to mess with the growth rates. Seasons players are going to hate my maps, but I'm not building my maps for the seasons players. I'm going to speed up the growth rates. We're going to double the yield on every crop. So I'm going to mess with yields. I'm going to mess with growth rates. I'm going to up every pallet in the map to 4,000 liters. And I'm going to pretty much like bump the production speed up in every factory as well. I'll give this guy a patio in a second. I just want to get this house underpainted first. But yeah, just not a personal fan of the base game gameplay, so I have no plans on playing it right now. Alright, what do you have back there? A little fountain. Alright, let's give this guy a little patio. Something like that. I'm just glad I did not buy the season's pass. I didn't buy the season's pass either. I just have the base game. Alright, what are you? You are... Alright, hold on. We have to look at these because I'm going to have to probably delete all of these. What are you part of? Oh, you're part of the shopping mall. Okay, so we got to look at those. So you're a okay, let's look at those before I forget. So I don't want these in the game. I'm going to get rid of all these traffic markers. That can go, that can go. The less, like I said, the less that spawns into the game, the better off we're going to be. Alright, now does this house, what number are we working on? We are working on number 4. You do not have a mailbox, so let's grab a mailbox. Let's grab this one. And where are we moving it to? Number 4. So let's grab this mailbox. We duplicate it. So edit, cut, and paste. Alright, so you should now have a mailbox somewhere. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the base game mechanics. And yeah, I have no plans on buying any season passes or any DLCs. Alright, house number 4 we're going to call done. Let's do another quick save. Alright, your driveway. You're going to be a double. Oh, too far. I've been unable to paint a straight line like all day today. So I did a little bit of work off camera this morning. And I couldn't paint a straight line this morning either to save my butt. Alright, I'm going to underpaint the foundation. Let's give you, again, a little bit of a sidewalk coming to your front door. Hold on, I don't want to go out that far. I just want to underpaint the house. Come on, give me that last little bit. There you go. It's a little bit further than I wanted, but that's alright. I think I have more time in testing this map, total hours in 22 than I do playing. Playtime on this map, I probably only have like 2 hours, and then I said, don't like it. Don't have no plans on playing it. Alright, so you have your foundation, and then let's move your mailbox. Oh, let's move your mailbox out by the road. Now, if they didn't mess with the plant growth fast, I'd probably like it a little bit better. Just want to push this back a little bit right there. Alright, you have the side driveway. So let's go back to concrete. So you need to come out a little bit first, and then we can straighten you up and bring you out this way. And I can angle you back, so we can bring you out, yeah, about this width should be good. I had removed FS22 and instead installed 17. Yeah, there's a ton of cool maps for 17. I was actually thinking about going back and playing 17 myself for a while. I want to get back into Jordan's farm and do a really nice playthrough on that map. I was seriously thinking about reinstalling 17 myself. I've got about 500 mods for 17. Alright, so we got to underpaint you. Yeah, so let's get you underpainted. Dog is driving me nuts today. He's restless. And let's just get a sidewalk back to your driveway, something like that. Alright, so this, if that's the only piece, I'm going to get rid of it. It is. Let's delete that out. We don't need it. I did record 2 episodes for my YouTube channel for FS22 and never released them. So I have no desire to continue that series. I guess we should give you a little bit of a walkway from here back around. Something like that. Something like that. And then did you have, your mailbox is taken care of. Alright, so that house is done. Let's move over to this one. So, driveway. Too far. And you're a double, so let's pull you over. So it looks good there. And let's get you a walkway in. Like, these kids leave their toys laying in the yard. Like, day after Christmas and their brand new basketballs left outside. Darn kids, I tell you. I'm gonna go hide it on them so they can't find it. They'll think somebody stole it. And your mailbox, let's get you moved over to here. Alright, something like that. And we'll put some trees in between these houses. Dixieland, hello. An awesome map and a story behind it, yeah. I know Dixie's flight plan is doing a playthrough on Jordan's farm. Hold on. Yeah, I just want to adjust the height on this. I don't know if it was quite right. Oh, it is. I'm going to drop the house down a little bit. I'm going to pull the lawnmower up out of the ground. I just want to pull this back up. There we go. That's more what I wanted. Now let's bring, put it over at the bowling hall. Dixie, I want to be in FS19 until this map and things are ready to test. FS22, just not your play style. Yeah, I don't think FS22 is a lot of people's play style. Alright, so I'm going to bring you out, sort of square you up. And then we're going to bring this driveway, I'm going to have to move this light pole a little bit, but let's bring this driveway down this way. Oh, I don't have to move the light pole. Yeah, that'll work. Dick, so we did finish an entire block this morning. So this entire square over here, except for parked cars, is completely done. And then this is going to be a pain because it's at a 45-degree angle, but let's try and get it underpainted a little bit. So it'll help when we get to getting the grass in. Well, let me make it easier for myself. Switched around for a minute. Yeah, Dixie, we were talking about that a little bit this morning about the growth rates and my dislikes for 22. Let's go back to grass. See if we can't pull this back a little bit. Something like that. And then same thing over here. Let's pull that back a little bit. There we go. Let's go back to concrete. Oop, hold on. Not dirt, concrete. I'm still not going to get it the way I want it, but that's all right. And then let's get a little bit under there. And then he's going to need, where's his front door? Over there. So he's going to need a little bit of a sidewalk coming over. Something like that. And then a mailbox. Let's get the mailbox out here. 45. Get it pulled down. And with that room to squeeze it in by the light pole, we should. So something like that. Alright, so that side of the street is pretty much ready for grass. Let's get this side of the street ready for grass. Let me do another quick save. Takes way too long for crops to grow. Thanks to Papa Surf and a few other modders. There are decent mods out there, yeah. Makes no sense it takes 9 days to get crops without seasons. We're going to mess with the growth rates on this map. Like I said, seasons players are going to hate me. They're going to hate this map, but we're going to mess with the growth rates for the non-seasons players. I'm going to mess with the yields. We're going to drop the growth rates and we're going to increase the yield. Realistic players are going to hate me, but that's alright. Not building this map for realistic players. We're also going to mess with all the I'm going to mess with the pallets. Like I said, I'm going to turn every pallet up to 4,000 liters. And we're also going to mess with the production rates on the factories. We're going to speed every factory up as well. Because I think that the in-game rates are ridiculous. Alright, now your driveway, we're going to do the same thing. So let's bring you out. You're double, so let's bring you out a little bit. And then we're going to turn it so it's coming down. Let me go back to square. And we're going to turn it so it's coming down this way. Your your map, your choice, old man. I'm gonna watch how you do it so I can edit other maps. Alright, now, did this house have a mailbox? It does not, so I'm going to need to steal one from over here. So that house should be ready for grass. This house has no garage, but we might be able to do a detached garage over here. That one has a carport. Can I? I'm sure some of these houses have separate garages. Let's see what we can find. Oh, come on. Give me... Why can't I click on the house? There we go. I want one with a separate garage. Okay, you don't have a separate garage. I thought there was a house down here somewhere that had a separate garage. Was it this one? Hang on, I just want to slide that out a second. That one may be a little bit too big for that house. I think that's the only one that had a separate garage. I may grab that garage for this house and give it a detached garage. Let me duplicate that. Let's bring one over here to see what it looks like. So to give this guy a detached garage, where's his opening? I thought that had a garage door. I guess I have to put the garage door in separate. Okay, that's no big deal. We can go back and steal a garage door. Which way do I want to turn him? Let's put it this way. No, let's turn it this way. Let's go to 0. Let's see if I can get a garage door first before I completely put him in place. Was the garage door has to be separate then? It is. So can I duplicate that? I can. Alright. Let's go grab the garage door for this guy. Before we put that into place, this guy, I think I want to turn it sideways. And we'll go something like that, and then we'll grab this transform group again. Yeah, so let's go to 45. And something like that. That looks pretty good. Love watching old man make maps. You learning is not easy to make a map. It takes, yeah, definitely. It's definitely, some days it'll test your patience. Alright, so we should be able to go back to, we can. And you'll have a little bit of a foundation. We'll have to figure out where your driveway is going to go. Something like that. Let's get this underpainted first. Let's go to round. Yeah, the map making will definitely test your patience some days. There are some days that everything I do falls into place the first time, and there are days where everything I do goes to shit, and I've got it. It's like a 3 to 4 time trial and error before I get it right. Alright, something like that. And then let's go back to square. And we get the house underpainted. And now we got to figure out how to get extra crops in the map. I'm hoping it's like 19. I'm hoping it's fairly simple. But I do want to change the orchards, the greenhouses to bulk fill instead of pallets. So I do want to mess with that yet. Alright, so let's get your driveway. Yeah, coming down. And then let's get you a sidewalk going over this way. Something like that. Yep, something like that. And then your mailbox needs to come out here. So minus 90. And why is that messed up? Something like that. Sorry. So that house is ready for grass. What do we have going on over here? We have a carport, which I can deal with the carport. Let's concrete the carport. Why is that carport not straight? Because it's not. Is the house square to the world? It is not. It was built crooked. I'm just going to leave it. Good old Giants. Hold on, I want to unhighlight it though so I'm not looking at it in green. So run this down like this. Alright, let's underpaint it. And then we'll get its driveway in. We're going to have to give it a little bit of a side porch and a sidewalk anyway. Let's get the house underpainted first. And we'll figure out where its sidewalk is going to go. He's going to need a sidewalk out front and a sidewalk out back. A little bit too far. Let me back that off. Ay. Some days the paint tool cooperates with you, and some days the paint tool wants to fight you every step of the way. Hey, here's our garden swing from 19. Now I can turn it into a pallet for 22. So we figure out once we get like iron ore, we can make garden swings again. Let's give you a patio. Something like that. Let's look at your driveway. Let's get your driveway in first and we'll figure out your sidewalk. Oh, again, I can't paint a straight line today to save my butt. So you're going to need a sidewalk out front. I can just bring you straight over. Something like that, and then we can get a sidewalk out back. Yeah, something like that. Well, I'll leave a little bit of room for grass. And then, did it have it? It did. So its mailbox has to get moved. Something like that. Alright, so that one's ready for grass. Let me do another quick save. You get the deepest respect for map makers when you see how much time it takes, the effort they spend on it. Yeah, like I said, I'll repeat this every time. I could spend 14 hours in the editor, 16 hours in the editor, without even blinking, and I'm bored playing in like 30 minutes. Alright, too far. And then we have to move that street light a little bit. Where's your front door? Over there. Alright, so you're going to need a little bit of a sidewalk. Something like that. Come on. Alright, it's going to be out a little bit further than I want, but that's alright. And then let's grab this guy. Let's put him, square him up to 90. Put him here. And we'll take this light pole and we'll slide it over a little bit. Now we're going to have to slide this one over a little bit or my OCD is going to drive me nuts. Something like that. Alright, so that house is now ready for grass. This house is a little bit too low in the ground, so this guy has to come up a little bit. Yes, this guy's got to come up a little bit. Garbage cans are still in the ground, so let's pull him up a little bit. Yep, that'll work. So, driveway. Come down. And then we'll get... And then his front, so he needs a little bit of a sidewalk coming in that way. And we've got a ton of props that we can make, we can turn into pallets as soon as we get some materials to make them with. We already have, we can figure out, if we can get, we already have, we can make, now if we can get crude oil made, then we can make plastic. Plastic should be easy. Iron ore, on the other hand, is going to be a little bit tougher because it has to be done in, I need a 3D texture, not a 2D texture. So iron is going to, coal and iron are going to be a little bit rough. And I don't think I'm going to do any more than coal and iron. I think we're going to leave it at coal and iron. And we can just make a whole bunch of stuff out of iron. We'll have wood, we'll have iron, we'll have coal, and then once we do crude oil, we can do plastic, and that's all we need. Let's get this guy down a little bit further. Which way's its front? That way. Too close to the road? No, it's fine. Alright, so that house is ready for grass. What do we have going on here? Carport, which looks crooked again. Let's turn you a little bit. Maybe it was square. Is that square to the world? Is the house square to the world? It is. Just looks crooked to me. Let's see what happens when we paint the concrete in. No, it's fairly square. These houses may be a little bit too far off the road. I may end up pulling these back a little bit closer to the road. We'll see. See what they look like in game. If they're back too far off the road, I'll pull them up a little bit. So it won't be hard to just repaint the textures. And the pigs, you can make a meat factory. At the moment, pigs, there's no use in 22. Yeah, slaughterhouse should be easy. Anything, we can make pallets. That I can make extra pallets. That's no problem. But the problem is the 3D textures for the extra crops and the 3D textures for the mining materials. That's going to be the challenge. This? No, we're good. This, I don't need this little hump back here, but I don't think I can remove it. I can't. Alright, we're going to live with it back here. It's in the backyard, you won't see it. Now what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill this in a little bit right here. And then he's going to need a walkway. Sort of coming back this way. Something like that. Mailbox. Something like that. Okay, that house is ready for grass. Last one. And he is going to need a sidewalk. Let's just take that all the way over like that. So this is ready for grass and mailbox, last mailbox. And then this will be ready for grass and trees. I'm going to take a quick peek at it in game just to see make sure these aren't too far back off the road. Like I said, it'll be fairly easy to pull them forward. Let's do a quick save. Let's jump in game real quick. And we'll texture this up. It won't take long to finish this section. That means we can start on the farmyard today, the main house and the farmyard, which I was not expecting to get that far today. But if we can get the farmyard started today, now I'm going to spend a little bit more time on the farmyard because I do want to do a little bit of fencing. All right, let's lease a truck. And we always do white, so let's go blue today. And let's see if those houses are going to be too far off the road. No, they're not. All right. And we got mailbox collision issues. So we're going to have to come back and mess with the collisions on the mailboxes. When they lay on the ground like that, the collisions are messed up. So we'll have to go back and fix all the collisions on the mailboxes. That's frustrating. I wish Giants would fix that shit. We had the same problem in 19 with the mailboxes. And then I'll take you around this city block. This city block now is, to my left, is completely done. So we have the BGA, and then a big grass meadow for you to cut grass with and take it to the BGA. This will be a sell point for grain. I'm not going to turn this into a factory. This will be a sell point. All the factories will be place your own. Nice meadow there for the BGA. All that crap in the field will be gone as soon as all that shit you see laying on the ground will be gone as soon as I delete all the shit in the sky. So this city block, we have the baseball field and some houses, the school and some apartments. Just missing parked cars. And we have our I don't have the cell triggers in yet, but this will be sell point for wood chips and logs. So log sell point I'm going to put about here. And then on the front side, we'll have a sell point here for wood chips. And then we'll coming back up Main Street, we'll have various sell points on the right, animal dealer to the left, a vehicle shop to the left, produce sell point to the right, and then we have the shopping center sell point, bowling alley sell point. So we're getting there. So we have one complete city block done. Yep. Never back down. Thanks for stopping in. Much appreciated. Definitely. Yep. 4X map. All right. So let's fix the collisions on these stupid mailboxes. Thank you, Giants. So what I normally do is what I usually do is I take this part of the mailbox out of the main transform group. So I go edit, cut, I put it back inside of here. And I have to put it back into place. And then I take, where was it? Crap, which one was it? This one, and I delete it out. So that leaves me with just the mailbox out of the main transform group. And that usually takes care of the collision issue. What the heck do we have? Oh, the flag. So now the flag's going to be messed up since I moved the mailbox. See, Giants is making it tougher in 22. Let's just delete the whole damn mailbox. I'm gonna delete that whole mailbox. Let's grab this one for a second. So we have the main mailbox. Okay, so they haven't built in. I hate when they do that. They don't put it all in the same damn transform group. It makes it harder to duplicate. Let's grab that blue one we were having problems with. This one. Let's see if we can't rebuild it. I need to take it out of the main transform group. That's the only way I figured out how to rebuild it. And have it work where it doesn't fall over. So I'm going to do something really quick. I'm going to go edit, cut. I'm going to throw it down here out of the houses for now. So it's out of the house transform group. I'm going to make it its own transform group for a second. So let me fix something here real quick. I'm going to go create a new transform group. I'm going to come up to, let's come back all the way up here. Let me close lighting for a minute. Let me close shopping for a minute. Let me close housing for a minute. Actually, I have an extra transform group up here. Hang on, let me close some of the shit I don't need open. Alright, that transform group I don't need. I have one up here. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to make a spare. I'm going to call this one mailboxes. And we're going to take this guy and I'm going to go edit, cut. I'm going to put it in its own transform group. And then I'm going to we're going to go back to houses and I'm going to delete all the mailboxes out. That one's going to go. That one's going to go. That one's going to go. I don't care if they all look the same. That one's going to go. That one's going to go. That one's going to go. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Alright, so I should be left with just one mailbox. And when we go back in game, they should not fall over. Let me just grab the entire... That's what I meant to do. I meant to drag it. Now, they should not fall over. But you never know. I don't know what Giants did with the collisions in 22. Oh, that one we missed. I missed this mailbox. Well, let's leave that one and see if it falls over when we go in game. Put this one back. And then let's bring these over here. They fall over this time. I have no fix for them. I'll just delete the damn things. Alright, now while I'm here, while I'm thinking about it, let's grab the fire hydrant. And let's just throw another one here. I think I'm going to retexture these red instead of yellow. And we'll throw another one over up this way a little bit further. The yellow ones you blend in with the grass. Let's do a quick save. Let's look at the fire hydrant texture path. Common farming simulator data, props, US textures, props, fire hydrants. Let's go into, not that one. Let's go to program files, Steam apps, common, farm sim 22, data. What was my path? Data. Maps, map US texture. So data, maps US, textures, props. There should be a fire hydrant in here. Fire extinguisher, fire hydrants. Oh, that's going to be impossible to retexture. Let's take a quick look at it though. Let me come over to here and let me go to New Buildings, Textures. Let's grab this guy for a minute and get it out of there. And then close that so I don't accidentally make any changes to it. How hard is it going to be to retexture this yellow or red? It's going to be impossible to retexture this red. Let me try something. Let's grab this guy. Oh, wrong one. This guy. Let's go color picker red. Let's do a file, save as. I'm going to call it Fire Hydrants 2. Let's save that real quick. Let's take this guy. Let's go File, Export, Documents. I'm going to chase the dog out of my room in a minute. Maps, Map US, New Buildings, Fire Hydrant. Just want to get it out of the map for a minute. Let's come down here to the fire hydrant, and we have to take the diffuse, make it number 2, and then tell it not to point to the base game textures. Just want to see what it looks like. Let's save that. Now, what does this look like? Come on, let's go 0, 0, 0. Take my speed down so we can zoom in really close, take a look at it. Yeah, I think I'm going to like that better. See what it looks like. We can replace the fire hydrants. There's not that many of them in the map. Let's go File, Import. Let's import the fire hydrant back in. Oh, it's yellow on top yet. Alright, let's take a look at that. So we have a little up here. Alright, hold on. So let's go here and red. Let's go here and red. And let's go here and red. Let's save that and reload the textures. That's a little bit better. I like it. It looks like it's like partly repainted. It looks like the paint's wearing off. I like it better than the white ones or the yellow ones. Let's delete. Let's hold on. Let's change. Let's get it in the correct. Actually, let's just create a new transform group for fire hydrants. So let me duplicate that. Let's call you fire hydrants. Oh my goodness, I can't type today. What the hell? why is that transform group fucked up? I'm going to delete it. Let's duplicate that one. Let's take this one. Let's try that again. Fire, hydrant. Why is this transform group messed up? And why am I getting an extra Y in there? Fire, Hydrant's, enter. That should say, there we go. Grab this guy. Let's go edit, cut. It's still, no, it's not. Edit, paste. And now we're going to take the yellow ones and we're going to delete them out. And we're going to replace them with the red ones. So we have one there. So let's duplicate this one. So where's my next fire hydrant I need to delete? Over there. So let's grab the new one and we'll slide it down. So there should be one about here. Where did I put that other fire hydrant? Over here. I know it's a little thing, but the yellow ones get lost in game. So that one we are going to delete. I'm going to take this one, and there should be one down here in front of this grocery store. So let's replace it with the red one. And then this one up here, where's this one at? Give me the yellow one. Delete the yellow one. So we should have 2 more fire hydrants. Oh, I forgot to replicate it before I moved it. I think the fire hydrant over here is now missing. It is. Let me duplicate and bring it back. Just stick one back over here. Alright, so let's take this one. Should now be this one. So I think I had another one over here. I do. Let's pull this one back. Over to here. It ended up in the middle of a light pole anyway. You know what, we're going to make these a little bit taller as well. Let's go 1.5. Maybe not quite that tall, 1.3. Let's get them up out of the grass a little bit. So that one can stay here. This one is going to get deleted. And I should have one more in the map. And then I got to put some more in. But these will replace the ones that I do have in the map. It should be over here by the fire hall. Let's get rid of this yellow one because it blends in with the grass too much. So let's get this guy in place. And we'll delete this one out. And then we'll take the new ones on the height. So that one's 1.3, that one's 1.3. Let's go 1.3 on that one. Let's go 1.3 on that one. And then let's go 1.3 on that one. Okay, so that should fix our fire hydrants. It should also fix our mailboxes so they don't fall over. Let's give this a save. If no mailboxes, no bills. Alright, let's give this a save. Let's see if our mailboxes are falling over in game before we put the grass and trees in there. See if we have tumbling mailboxes or standing mailboxes. Alright, let's just grab some speed. We'll take a run down. Yeah, so you can see that red fire hydrant much better than the yellow ones. Standing mailboxes or laying mailboxes. I have no idea what Giants did with the freaking collisions in 22. And it's a collision issue. It's a collision issue that they won't stand. I'll just take the collisions off of them. Red is better. Cannot have firemen and women not see the fire hydrants. I know, right? So let's go to our mailboxes. We're going to take rigid body off. There's no rigid body there. There's no rigid body there. Let's take the rigid bodies off and see if they will stand without the rigid body. So take the collisions off. Now what we could do is if we wanted to, we could take this part and put the collision on so it's inside it, it's its own collision outside of the main transform group, but I'm not too concerned if we don't have collisions on the mailboxes. Let's give it a quick save and let's see if they're going to stand this time. They should, because they have no collisions left on them. Time is it? I am probably going to get out of here and grab a quick lunch break, and then we'll come back. Oh no, let's get this textured first and completely finished, and then I'll take a lunch break. And after lunch, we'll work on the main farmyard, the house, a workshop, a silo, some sheds, and then some of the animal pens. All right, let me grab some speed. Let's run up. Do we have standing mailboxes or do we have laying mailboxes? We took the collisions off. We have standing mailboxes. They have no collisions, but we can walk right through them, but that's alright. I can live with that. I'd rather have no collision and have them standing than laying over. Alright, let's get this textured and treed. And then it's going to be lunchtime. Leftover turkey sandwich. We had turkey and ham yesterday. Alright, so first things first. This is going to be really easy. Now that we have everything underpainted, we get to go to meadow harvest ready, grass only. And I don't have to be neat. I can just paint some freaking grass, and this is so nice. This is about the only thing from 22 that I do like. It would have taken me an hour to get all of this grass painted in 19. Let's get some grass on this side of the street. Yeah, this would have been a 2-hour project to get all of this grass in. So I don't mind taking the time to underpaint everything. Now I do need to pull it off of this bridge a little bit. So let me just back some off the bridge. Oh, let me go to subtract. Let's get some off the bridge. And then we'll get our, since we're here, let's just get the bushy bits in a little bit. So a little bit more along there. All right, let's go to round. I think I remember it this time. Where are we? Deco, bush, boxwood small, and then limit it to nothing. And then we can get some of the boxwoods along there. We can get, oh, wrong one. We can get some of them along here, and then some of them along here. I'm not sure where the water's going yet, so I'm going to leave it like that. And let's grab our willow tree that we're lining the roads with, because I really like that tree. Why are you not? You're not square to the world. All right, hold on. I'm going to delete that one. Let's go back to this one. This needs to be 180. This needs to be 180. This one needs to be 90. Now you're square to the world. And I want to get it pulled back a little bit, right about there. All right, now I can get my willow trees in. Let's throw one there. Let's do, we'll just do one in the middle. Let's throw one there. Let's get one on the corner. And we'll get one back to 0, so it's square with the world, and then going back that way. So we'll have it ready when we finish this block. So you'll come back over this way. Come on, give me the, there we go. Get one on the corner. That'll work. And then going back this way. How far off the road? Right about there. Alright, now these I should be able to line up with the ones across the street. Unless we hit a driveway. And we'll offset them a little bit. And I'm going to leave the fences out. That's the less shit that has to spawn into the game. Alright, now let's just get some border trees in here. So let's grab this guy. And we'll get some border trees in here. Just so we can separate the houses from what's going to be behind me, which is going to be a field. And this should keep this fairly clean. Kind of almost straight. And then this will be a field over here. Something like that. Alright, now that should, I don't think I'm going to mess with anything else. I think we're going to call, so Main Street should now be complete. Let's jump in game and see what it looks like. So let's come down here. Let's do, again, I got to put fire hydrants all over the map. I got to put the sword covers in the map yet as well. But let's do a quick save. Arlon, you come a long way on the map making in just 4 days. Yeah, I'm surprised on. You know why we're making a lot of progress is because of the new feature in the editor, where I can tell the grass only to paint on certain textures. But because it would have literally taken me 2 to 3 hours to paint all the grass in along the road and along the driveways and around the houses. So the new texture of putting foliage in makes map making a lot quicker. And then the same thing when we get to the, once we start putting fields in, I would spend hours painting grass between the field and the road. And I don't have to do that anymore. I can just tell it to limit it to grass and just paint, and it's going to not put grass on my road or in the field anymore. Arlarn, have a good lunch. Awesome stream, old man. Yeah, as soon as we go and look at this in game, I'm going to get out of here for about an hour. I want to see if Dixie wants to stream. If she's going to stream, I'm going to let her stream. If not, we'll come back in here and work on this for a couple more hours until the family gets back home. Alright, so what is Main Street going to look like? Let's come out of here, make a right, and then we'll go all the way up. We'll turn around, and then we'll come up the other way. So, Main Street should be now finished. Except for fire hydrants and sewer grates on the road. Yeah, I can live with this. We're going to call Main Street done. While I'm here, hold on, y'all. I'm going to get a couple screenshots. No, I'll get some screenshots after I get the shit out of the sky that's floating. So after lunch, I'll grab some screenshots. Oh, I like how nice and clean and open this looks. I hate clutter. And this looks really clean. And the base game maps are just full of clutter. They're just full of crap we don't need. Yeah, all that shit laying on the ground will be gone once I delete everything in the sky. Once we get the main farmyard done, then it's just fields and forests. It's actually not going to take long to build this map. Alright, yeah, I like it. Alright, let me get out of here. I'm going to throw y'all on ending soon. I'm going to save this again and close it. Everybody have an awesome day. I'm going to get with Dixie off camera to see if she wants to stream. So either myself or Dixie should be back, one of the two of us. If not, have an awesome day, and we'll catch you all. No, tomorrow. Yeah, I'll catch you all tomorrow. I have doctor's appointment on Tuesday and on Wednesday, so I won't be around much on Tuesday and Wednesday. But I'll be back either this afternoon for a couple hours or tomorrow.